warm welcome. This is Divyakriti Singh, and you're watching The Match in 5 Minutes, where we get you all the analysis and highlights of the last IPL match in just 5 minutes. Today, we're here to talk about the match between Lucknow Super Giants and the Sunrisers Hyderabad. Now, Lucknow has had an emphatic victory where they won the match by 5 wickets. Now, getting us this analysis today is our reporter on the ground, Mr. Praveen Chandran. So, my first question to you would be that do you think SRH has all its big players underperforming? And we saw today that the total was not really one that could be defended very well. And where do you think the problem lies in this SRH squad?
SRH put up again a bad display in the second consecutive match, but I expected them to do well in the second match because yesterday they gauged the pitch conditions and said it was going to be a low wicket, so they had the players for it. They had loaded both the sides had loaded the team with spinners, so it was going to be a wicket which would help the spinners. But I thought SRH didn't bat well. They didn't use the conditions accordingly. And for one instance, I think the Lucknow spinners, they bowled really well, especially Krunal Pandya. He varied his pace. He bowled to his field. He was a little faster through the air. On the pitch, which ball skidded through, he was quite unplayable at times, I think.
Yes. Of course, Krunal's performance with the bat and ball was commendable this time. We'll come back to that. But Amit Mishra got 2 wickets in this game. He came in as a substitute. Could you tell us a little bit about that and how you felt his performance was?
Amit Mishra, we've known him over the years. He's proved himself at this stage so many years back. Yes, it was a comeback match for him. I think he bowled very well. He bowled really well. I think he was a little slow through the air. He allowed his variations to fall in place, and he was bowling those leg breaks. And he was, I think, he exploited the conditions well on the pitch.
Coming to SRH, Adil Rashid is filling in for Rashid Khan, and he had a great performance this time. Could you shed a little light on that as well?
Rashid would have been potent if he had more runs to defend, I think. Anyway, he bowled really well. One of the things which Lucknow did was to neutralize his threat early. He was taken for a 6 and he was hit for around 19 runs in his first 2 overs. He was not allowed to settle down, but he came back strongly and took 2 wickets and triggered a minor collapse, which made the margin of defeat look a little more respectable.
And you were talking about how good the Lucknow spinners have really been. Now, Harry Brook has gotten out in both matches, 2 spinners. And do you think this is proving to be a challenge for him in Indian conditions?
Yes, it is because he was one of the early exponents of fast ball. He played. I'm very surprised that he has not played well in this T20s because in Test cricket he was having a run rate of over. Was playing Test cricket like one days and T20s, but here he is struggling. I think he couldn't come to terms with the slowness of the pitch.
Lastly, sir, what do you think, SRH really needs to do now?
It's very simple. They need to bat well and they need to bowl well also. I think especially they have to really bat well, put winning scores on the total. They have to really bat well because they have been losing wickets in clumps.
Well, to end it, you spoke about they need to improve both their bowling and batting. Someone who did that today was Krunal Pandya. One last word on his performance.
I think it's after a long time I've seen him bowl really well. Earlier also, it was the first time I've really seen him take wickets because though he used to bowl really well, he used to go for runs. But today, I think he exploited the conditions of the pitch well. He was bowling a lot faster, especially on a low track. The ball skidded on. He was very unplayable in the sense that he made the ball, he skidded the ball through, and it was very difficult for the batters to play him.